Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have Jaycee Clark from hard rock band Blank Era.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
I've been okay, doing it my way, haven't I always touched the fire, kicking out the waves, running through hallways. It felt like the sun and my kingdom come. Now look what I've done. I can't deny, I can't deny, I can't deny it. I lost my mind, I lost my mind, I lost my mind, caught in a maze, it's just a phase. Can't look away at all my yesterdays, my yesterdays, my yesterdays.
Last time on the show was November 15th, 2024, and we talked about your album Rotted and the songs Barely Alive and Dead as Hell. What have you learned over the last 2 years since that?
Well, I have learned that completely rebooting your life and starting from scratch, even though it is hard and, a whirlwind of emotions, is 100% always worth it. I'm so stoked with everything that I've been doing since that EP came out. When I put it out, I was just kind of at a place where like I wasn't even sure if I really wanted to like chase the dream anymore, if I just wanted to purge some emotion and just kind of live there. But putting those songs out and hearing the feedback kind of had me fall in love with the process of creating all over again. And I'm like, damn, I think I'm ready to hurt again.
Like by going solo and doing this, um, n- gave you more control over the whole process. Do you think that helped?
Yeah, I think that that was something that I really needed. I feel like I was going through such a loss of identity at the time where I was just saying yes to what everybody else wanted to do and just kind of put my own feelings and needs aside to be able to appease the group. So I think that kind of branching out and saying yes to things that I wanted to do and no to the things that I want to do was like very necessary. Um, but as I've kind of started to continue Blank Air and write new songs, I'm like, I think I want to bring in some new teammates again. I think I just operate better in a band situation, but I'm so glad that to start this, it was all on my terms. I very much still steer the ship, but I have people on my team that trust me and trust my judgment and just kind of, well, whatever you want to do, we're down. We trust you. And that's been really great.
Like over that time, did you feel like it was like a healing process too, kind of?
Oh, absolutely. Like I purged so much emotion and exercised so many demons that before I knew it, I was at a place where I'm like, I think I'm not sad anymore. I think we kind of made it through to the other side, which is what you want. That's ultimately the goal. Like nobody wants to stay sick forever and, feel like crap forever. Like I'm all about, feeling your feelings. We're all human. We all go through different things. But ultimately, the goal is to get out of that, feel it, process it, and then move on, still have some hope and some excitement in your life. And I feel like I've done that. And whoo, thank God. Because sometimes it really does feel like there's never an end and it's just an endless spiral. I can't talk today. I'm so sorry about that. but but yeah, we did it.
Okay. Um, for these new batch of songs, did you have like a vision going in when you started it?
Yeah, I think when I did Rotted, I had no vision. I just went in there every day and whatever I wanted to do was what came pouring out. But I think as I kind of have been in this a little bit longer, I sort of have more of a grasp on like what the vision is. And funny enough, the vision is still just kind of doing whatever speaks to me. Um, Not really boxing myself into any one thing. I think that I get bored really easily just trying to churn out the same kind of song in the same style, hitting certain check marks over and over and over. And I think I'm such a fan of bands like A Day to Remember, who are always genre blending, and bands like Bring Me the Horizon, who from album to album, you never know what you're going to get. And I'm like, I think that that's kind of the model that I want to aim after either. So I've been kind of picking songs that kind of give you a little bit of whiplash here and there, just to kind of set the precedent of with blank, you don't know what to expect. Everything we're going to fill in the blank with something new.
So, who are you working with in the studio?
I've been working with my longtime producer, Kyle Odell. He just knows me. He knows what I like. He knows what I'm capable of. He knows how to push me outside of my comfort zone. So it's really great to have somebody that you trust implicitly like that on your team. And he just does the best work and is the coolest person and cares so much about just churning out great songs, and listening to the artist. But I also got to work with a lot of really great songwriters that I'm like, so privileged to have access to. Living here in Nashville, you just bump into people and it's just like, you want to write a song? So I've worked with Blair Daly, I've worked with Scott Stevens, I've worked with Chris Klons, and like they're all so great and they all work so differently. So I've kind of just been like a little sponge soaking up how other people work so that I can better my own craft and add some of what they do to my own arsenal. And it's just been awesome. I love it so much. I love being collaborative.
You were saying about Kyle pushing you. How does he go about doing that? Can you give us some examples?
Well, first he'll call me a dickhead and tell me just to do it anyway when I'm like trying to be combative, which is always really great. I'm like, he'll be like, "Hey, I think that you're singing here, and I think maybe if we like drop the key a little bit, that you might be able to emote a little bit better. So maybe we should try that." And then I'll just be like, "Well, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm just talking." And he's like, "Just do it." I'm like, "Okay." So yeah, literally just being stop it. You're being dumb. No. I'm just like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And he's always right, which helps. So no matter how much I try to push back, I'll do it. And I'm like, damn, you were right. It is better.
Um, yeah, let's see here. So you picked up some new band members. Tell us about that.
I have. So, like I said, I was really just kind of, when I started Blank Era, thought that I was going to make it a solo project. And like I said, when I first started, it absolutely was. But I chose Blank Era as a name because I knew eventually I was going to want to bring in some more people. So luckily, I've had some really great friends that also found their way here to Nashville. We just started writing and playing together, and it just kind of seemed like a natural fit. And so I eventually was like, "Hey, if you want to do this full time, there is a spot available for you." And luckily, they were like, "Well, fuck yeah, let's do it." So I definitely got lucky.
Awesome. Um, I also noticed that you worked with Jake from Citizen Soldier on Third Degree Burns. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah. Yes. So I've been friends with Citizen Soldier for many years. And before Blank Era was even a real fully formed thing, I had told them that I was thinking about branching out and starting this. And he was like, "Well, if you do, I kind of have this song that's about borderline personality disorder. Our fans have been asking for one for a really long time. And I think, since that's something that you struggle with, it might be like a really great, authentic voice to put to it." And at the time, I was like, well, nobody even knows that I have this. I don't think that's how I want to like introduce myself right off the bat. Like, I don't think that's for me. Um, And so I was like, I would love to do something else though. Oh my God, it's thundering out there. So if you hear something crazy, we're having wild weather in Nashville. Um, anyway, um, but I was like, I'd love to do something else. So some time went by. I worked on Rotted, put it out, and then we just so happened to be in the same place at the same time. And we started talking about doing a collab again. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to share my story. I think I'm being a baby. I think that I should face the things that scare me. And let's go. Let's do it. And now it exists and it's out in the world and it has 1 million streams now, which I could not fathom. So again, just shows that if you go after the things that scare you, that it is always absolutely worth it because, you know, people need that voice. People need that. And as scared as I was, and I'm still scared now, even talking about it, but I think the more that you do it and the more open you are, the more comfortable you get with it. So we're doing it.
Yeah, like I know people were scared to do things. It's just because they don't know what to expect. But once they do that and overcome the fear, then they build confidence and then can move on, you know?
Yeah. For sure. I think I've had a lot of people in my life that every time that I've opened up about something or said, you know, that I was struggling with something would weaponize it against me later. So it made me really guarded and have a lot of shame around a lot of things. So I was always really scared to kind of like let that down. And putting yourself out there like that on the internet for anybody to judge you, especially when they don't know you at all, is so intimidating and like the Wild West. But again, you know, nothing, what's the saying? Nothing gained, nothing earned, something like that. Whatever. Y'all know the saying.
Okay, we're going to go into your song Yesterdaze. The chorus is I can't deny I lost my mind. I'm caught in a maze. I'm just in a phase. Can't look away at all my yesterdays. And you start out the song with I've been okay doing it my way. So tell me a little bit about that song.
Yeah, so that song was written with Lauren Christie, who is an absolute genius songwriter. She's worked with Korn, she's worked with Avril Lavigne, she's worked with Hilary Duff of all people, like crazy songwriter. And I really wanted to kind of talk about my transition, like out of Rotted, like, okay, I know that I need to like drop this shell of who I used to be and I need to step into like this new life. But when you're doing that, it's so hard to like not get those graduation goggles where it's like you're romanticizing all of the things about your past. Like, oh, you know, this was so good. Did I make a mistake? What if I screwed up? Is it too late to go back? So yesterday was kind of about giving yourself permission no matter how many of those thoughts might be, you know, spiraling around and you're ruminating on them, to just give yourself the green light and the permission to keep moving forward and not look back at your yesterdays and just have full confidence.
Yeah, like leave the past behind and move forward.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, like I think we're just humans and we give ourselves a lot of grief and put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be like, oh, well, it's selfish of me to move forward and to, you know, leave this part of my life behind. But I think selfish gets a bad rap, you know? So I think that as long as you're doing it for yourself and, you know, not for malicious reasons, that selfish isn't always a bad thing. You've got to protect yourself and to fill your own cup before you can fill anybody else's. So I don't think it's always a bad thing.
Taste my sorrow, all of my instincts, they're in the distance. Oh, my enemies are coming tonight, but I'm clinging to life, I'm clinging to life. Only thing I learned, care for what you want,
next song is like my favorite. um, let me grab some lines off there. I've been living in a rerun, same scene, same line, chasing your demons till they look like mine. I want to break the cycle that keeps me hanging by a thread. How many times must I die for all the things that you did wrong? So I looked at it like two different ways. It could be about a relationship, but I went like deep. It could be about your dark side and fighting that to get away from that negativity and move into like a more positive vibe and surround yourself with better people that uplift you instead of bring you down.
100%. I think when I wrote this song, I didn't have one particular muse in mind. It's not like about a specific person, which I think a lot of people like to try to assign things to when they're hearing it. And I don't write like that. I'm just kind of like, nobody cares about my lore. Like, people want to see themselves and their situations in a song when they listen to it. They want to put themselves in the role. So writing that song, I thought about all the different things that I needed to let go of, people that I was holding on to for probably too long, situations that I was fighting to make work. Like you said, like my personal demons that are always like, I call them brain gremlins, that are always spiraling around in there. All these things that I felt like were trying to drag me back and keep me small. This song was just kind of about being like, I am so sick of feeling this way. I'm so sick of being sad. I'm so sick of trying to force you to like drag you with me kicking and screaming. I'm so tired of fighting for this situation to work when none of it is. And it's just kind of about that breaking point where it all comes out. And you're just like, you know what? I'm so sick of feeling this way. I'm done. And I think for somewhere that we should all just cut the dead weight and just have a good time. Just have some time to just like put the windows down, scream lyrics, and just move on and let the second half of the year just be awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see it too. Like, you need to cut the dead weight because they're keeping you where you were and you're still trying to you're moving forward. You don't want to live in the past anymore, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I always think of that song as like, there's a meme that I've seen and I've been sharing it for like 10 years straight where it's like, move to the city, buy the tickets, take the chance, do this. Like, who cares? It's, you have one freaking life. You're going to be laying in your deathbed at the end of it going, damn, what would it look like if I had done this? And the only person talking yourself out of doing those things is you at the end of the day. Your friends and situations can have input, but at the end of the day, it's your choice.
Yeah, and you don't want to have any regrets.
100%.
Kept every letter in a shoebox, just on the edges of your name. Read them at 2 a.m. like scripture, cutting my fingers on the blade. I've been living a rerun, same scene, same line, chasing your demons till they look like mine. How many times must I die for all the things that you did wrong? But enough of that, enough. It's still morning on. Wanna break the cycle that keeps me hanging by a thread. But enough of that, enough. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Okay. We'll touch on your song Apology. I grabbed some lyrics that they're really good. For the times I stood my ground that you hated, I'm sorry, not sorry. For the hell you gave me, but I didn't take it, I'm sorry, not sorry. And, you know, I see you as a rebel, anyways. So, can you tell me a little bit about that?
What's funny is I've grown up my entire life, like since I can remember, just a huge people pleaser. All I want is for people to like me. I want every single person that I meet to like me. And that is just like not realistic. So a lot of the times I say yes to things that I don't want to say yes to. I say sorry when I'm not, just to like smooth it over, just fawn. That's my like
Fight or flight.
flight fawn, freeze, all of those. I fawn, and I'm just like, are you mad at me? I'm so sorry. I'll never bring that up again. And so, apology is sort of me standing 10 toes down on setting boundaries for myself. And when you start to do that, a lot of the people in your life that use that because you were easy to use always try to pull out the you've changed, you're so different. And I'm like, well, isn't that the point of life, is to grow and to change? It's not really the insult that you think it is. Like, you should try it.
Yeah, like if everybody knew the things that we went through to get to where we're at right now, they would do it, but they're too afraid to break out of that shell, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And this is like another song that when I dropped it, I had people messaging me going, shots fired. Ooh, you really told them. And I'm like, again, this is not about a person. This is about everything that I have just apologized for or said yes to when I didn't want to. It's not just targeted at a specific person. Like I said, because you could apply this to jobs that you're tired of working at, to friendships that aren't working, to relationships, to family members that are, using you. It could apply to a million different things, and all of those things are totally valid to stand your ground and just say, you know what? No, I don't feel sorry for this. I'm not apologizing. So it's called apology, but it's really just an anti-apology anthem. So
It's just you being real and authentic and true. You're just being honest, you know?
yeah, yeah. I feel like with a lot of these songs, my goal has just been to say all the things that I felt like I never really could because I was afraid of someone taking it the wrong way or someone thinking it's about them. And now I'm just like, I really don't give a shit. If you think it's about you, then, wear that shoe. That says a lot more about your guilty conscience than it says about what I'm doing here.
I know I owe you more than this. I know exactly what I did. I could just forgive and rise above. Count my blessings, chalk it up to damage done. For the times I stood my ground that you hated, I'm sorry, not sorry. For the hell you gave, but I didn't take it, I'm sorry, not sorry. All the words I said that cut you to pieces, things I did to prey on your weakness. Oh, the severity of your hypocrisy with no sincerity is your apology.
I got a couple music industry questions. What's one thing you would like to see change in the music industry?
Ooh, let's see. I've kind of backed away from a lot of it because I feel like there's so many people that are in your ear telling you what the right way to do something is or the wrong way. Like, and they're always opposing each other. They're like, drop an EP, no, waterfall songs one by one, or you have to do it every 6 weeks and this, that, and the other. And then like you just kind of lose the whimsy. And I think that I wish the music industry would just leave people the fuck alone and just let us have fun and play and put music out and create content if we want to, the way that we want to, instead of trying to force everybody into the same little box because it doesn't work.
Okay, Now this is starting to grow big. This question here. Um, your take on streaming services pushing AI artists.
I think it sucks. As a person who's in an independent band that's new and trying to grow and to find my people and my audience, it is already so saturated with artists just creating and putting music out, which is great. I love that. I think everybody should be putting music out if it calls to them. Even if it's just one song, if you have something to say and you want to use music as your medium to express yourself, I am all for it. But what I don't love is people who go to like Suno and just type in a prompt, it just spits out a song, and they don't even take the song and reimagine it or put real vocals to it or anything. They just spit it into Spotify, and they're getting 300,000 monthly listeners. And it's like, dude, it's already hard enough for artists to cut through the static, and you're making it that much harder. But I'm kind of hoping it's just a phase because it's new and fun for people to do right now. And eventually people will get bored and it'll fall off just like everything else. Um, because I think we're getting bogged down, not just in streaming services, but even when you go to like Instagram or TikTok or any website, there's just so much AI slop out there that I think people are craving real human interactions and content. So I think like even with like music videos and just TikTok content, I think like the more raw and real, the better. Like people are gravitating to that because they're like, they see a perfectly polished, produced item and they're like, it's AI, even when it's not. I think the more rough around the edges, you can tell that somebody put this together with bubble gum and a dream. Like people are way more into that because it shows like some heart and some human element behind it. And I look forward to the pendulum swinging back that way, almost to like 90s grunge era where that's kind of was the vibe, was just raw, real. You can tell this band wrote this shit in their garage. Bring back honesty, man.
Yeah, and yeah, like creating a song, putting your blood, sweat, and tears into a song, and even, after that, singing it and playing it in front of an audience, it's more impactful than just creating something from nothing on your computer.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seen so many TikToks of people who are lip syncing their song to the AI voice. And I'm like, didn't Milli Vanilli lose a Grammy for this? Like, that probably dates me so badly, but I'm like, why are we doing this and trying to pass it off as our own real art? Like, I even can get behind people typing something to AI, kind of hearing how something fleshes out and then going, okay, I can see where this can go, and then taking it and redoing everything themselves and putting their own spin on it. I can even get that, but to just use the actual AI track and lip sync it and release it and say that it's you, girl, you're lying. Don't do that.
Okay. What's your plans for the next 6 months?
So I have been back in the studio. I have been working on another album. Was supposed to be an EP, so I was thinking 5, 6 songs. Wrote 21. So whoops. But when it's there, you just kind of keep rolling with it, let the vibes dictate. I don't know if we'll put all 21 out. At one time. I think that's kind of absurd. But it's nice to kind of have somewhere where I'm like, okay, I can kind of see where the future is going, kind of pick the best of the bunch or save some for down the road because you can never have too much music. But I love storytelling, and I love like how with Rotted, I was able to put 5 songs that kind of expressed one whole thought. And I would love to do that again with this because, it's been a while and I want to say some stuff. So I am very excited about that. I'm working on writing and finishing vocals, but it's all super exciting. It's such an array of genres. I've did I did a little rapping, which God help me. There's like some pop punk on there. There's some metalcore, some gent, some alternative. There's some steel guitar. Like, I really just took everything that I've been influenced by over the course of my life. And it's just like a love letter to all of those influences. Because, like I said, if there was ever a time to kind of throw shit at a wall and see what sticks, I feel like it's now. And I'm having so much fun. And that's more important to me than anything else. I feel like I spent a lot of time trying to create for what I thought other people would think is cool. And now I don't necessarily care if people like what I'm putting out. It's all for me. And if you like it too, then that's cool. And if you don't like this one, maybe you'll like the next one. And that's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less pressure. I'm not putting all of my self-worth into what one person on the internet thinks about a song anymore, because I would, and it would derail me for months, and I'd let it ruin everything. I'm like, do I even like this song anymore? When it's like, you loved it like 2 weeks ago, but because one person said that you sounded mid, now you're mad. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, don't let anybody derail you. And, that person, they probably don't even play an instrument. So,
That's always the thing. Nobody wants to tell you how to do your job more than somebody who's never done it. And like the older I get, the more and more I see that. And that's why I think it's just so funny when people, like you said, who have never touched an instrument want to tell me what's bad about it. Meanwhile, people who I respect in this industry are like, this is amazing. So I'm like, and at the end of the day, I think it's amazing. And I created a song that I would be a fan of if I were a listener. And that's what I'm here for. I'm processing my feelings.
and you're doing a great job of it too.
Thank you. I'm trying. It's a lot healthier than, throwing back a bottle of tequila, which is used to be the method. So
Yeah, but you broke that cycle.
we broke that cycle. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Where could we find out more about Blank Era at?
Blank Era is chronically online. And that's me. So you could go to any of the platforms, go to @in my blank era, and I am there holding it down, looking for friends, replying to messages, all the things. That was very millennial of me.
Okay, so over the next 6 months, is there going to be like any more song releases, and are you going to play any shows?
I am setting up for the next release. Hopefully that will be in the next, month or so. Just kind of taking my time with this one. Sick of Feeling was such a big undertaking. We just kind of wrote and released that quickly. Like, normally when you write songs, you kind of put them to the back of the queue line. But I was so excited about Sick of Feeling that I was like, I want to put this one out now, because very rarely do you get to write a song and release it at the same time that you're still living in the emotion of it. And I think that really came through. But now we're going to shift gears and we're going to go right back to some diabolical stuff. And this next one is a song that's the complete opposite of Sick of Feeling, in the regard that I have been sitting on this song for 4 years, waiting for the right time to put it out. And I think now's the time. I'm so excited about it. And then hopefully by beginning of next year, I will start being able to tour. So I'm taking the rest of this year to try to save up and buy live gear, figure out a touring vehicle, because all of that shit is expensive and your girl is broke. So instead of spending money on like artwork and videos and stuff like that, I'm just trying to funnel it all over to live gear so that I can come out on the road and say hi to everybody and give all y'all hugs and say thank you to your freaking face and scream in front of you. So if y'all want to buy some merch and help me out, that would be great. Shameless plug.
Did you ever think about doing like a Kickstarter or a Patreon?
I have, but and I've done those in the past, but I just feel a little weird doing that. I hate people funding what I'm doing. And like, if you want to buy a shirt or something, that's great. I love that. But to just come online every day and be like, give me money, give me money, give me money for 30 days just feels like QVC to me. And I just don't want to do it. I want to earn it for myself. And I think I can do it. So let's go. Team blank.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Thanks for having me. I mean, I pretty much covered it all. Chase the things that scare you, stop fearing change, let go of the people that are dragging you down, and keep it pushing and make some art. Real art.